And so I want to welcome the three people who started making it grow. Barnard and Ed Sexauer and our beloved Rowland Alston. Oh, gracious goodness. 25 years ago, somebody had an idea, and a diverse group of people. I believe you were the station manager here, and Rowland, you were out scouting for insects.
Yeah, I was looking for bugs, and all I had to do was look in the ETV studio and making it grow.
Well, we'd like to know a little bit about how the program came about.
Okay, we'll try to give it in a nutshell. As you know, the station started in 1975, and from the beginning, this station had an excellent working relationship with the Clemson Extension, and Rowland and Ed and the staff there have been doing a program called Agriculture Today for many years, very successful program. And in '93, Rowland approached us and said maybe we could take it in a little different direction, enhance the program, perhaps statewide. And we said, sounds like a great idea, let's see what we can do. And we ventured out and talked to some people that had more expertise than we had, and they said, oh, that's a great idea, but you know you're going to have a huge budget to do the program. So we came back and said, well, we can't have the huge budget, but we realized...
What did they think, how much money did they think it would take?
Pretty close to $300,000, so we said, that's not going to work. But we came back and realized that we did have a lot of things going for us. First, we had at that time, we had an excellent staff. In addition...
A bigger staff than we do now.
That's right. In addition to Rowland and Ed, we had...
and of course, Rowland was full-time at Clemson, too.
Right. And we had Bruce Mayer, Alan Tapp, Eleanor Vaughn, and Tommy Burgess, really creative people. And at the time, we had brand new broadcast equipment. So we knew we had these talented people. We had the equipment.
Good
so
equipment.
Let's go for it. And that's it, kind of in a nutshell. And here we sit 25 years later.
Well, live TV is a challenge, but if something goes wrong, you just keep going and hope people forget about it. How did it end up being live, and how did we end up having phone calls?
Well, we decided that we wanted a program that was immediate, and the telephone calls gave us an opportunity for the people to ask questions that they may have about gardening and get an answer right away, rather than wait for an answer to come in the mail, or, oh, that was before internet or anything like that. So we put together a program consisting of that element, call-ins, and then we also had other elements, taped elements, that we provided for the show.
And I think there was a relationship with FTC that made that possible too. Everybody in the community, I think, came on board. And Rowland, you, although I guess agronomy had been your specialty as an extension agent, you had to field all kinds of calls that came in. Were you beginning to see a difference in the questions that people had?
All right, Amanda, in the late 80s and early 90s, I think South Carolina was going through a tremendous transition as we went from a rural state to an urban state. And all you got to do is get on I-95, I-26, I-85 and see how urban we are right now. And the questions coming into the county extension office were changing dramatically, and they were going from the row crops of cotton, corn, soybeans to what's killing my centipede grass, why do I have blossom end rot in tomatoes. So to adapt to this change, we felt like we could reach more people through the media, and we came up with this idea of making it grow and people calling in, letting them also call into their county extension offices, and it just took off from there.
And I know from the beginning, extension agents came and were an integral part of the program. We could never have done it without the cooperation of Clemson saying, yes, y'all go and participate in this program.
Well, originally we tried to have an extension agent from the Piedmont, the Midlands, and the lower part of the state, because South Carolina's got 3 distinct regions. It's got 3 distinct sets of people, and it's got 3 distinct sets of plants and everything. So it's a lot of diversity within the Palmetto State.
I think that Teresa has someone who has a question for y'all. So Teresa?
Indeed, I do. With me is a regular chatter and a friend, Susan Crow of Myrtle Beach.
I just wanted to ask if, when this started 25 years ago, if you ever thought it would go for this long?
Well, actually, we thought it would last 2 or 3 years. When we traveled the state, I didn't realize how much it was in South Carolina. And you know, the big businesses like the Continental Tire, BMW, and all of them get the big publicity. But it's the small business person, it's the small entrepreneur, this, in my opinion, is the backbone of South Carolina. And we found that in the horticultural, agronomic, and engineering aspects of agriculture, there was just a tremendous amount of interest and businesses out there. And as you go from Hilton Head to Caesar's Head and from Aiken to the Grand Strand, I always say the uniqueness and diversity of South Carolina is simply unsurpassed.
And before I thank y'all and tell you how happy I am that y'all are with us, I just want to remind people that agriculture is the largest industry in South Carolina. And we are proud to be a small part of that and to help bring the story to you.